Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Locker Room Media. Obviously, it's just going to be me today, and I think you guys can tell by the screen it's going to be my first round, like draft grades, I guess you could say. We're going to go through every single player that was drafted in the first round, and I'm just going to give you my honest opinion and grade how they're going to fit with the team and why or why not it was a good pick. Let's just get started. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence going number one. This is a big time deal for the Jaguars. They finally get their quarterback. Like I said in many videos before, I think Trevor Lawrence is a generational talent. I think he's the best quarterback prospect we've seen since Andrew Luck. That's exactly why I'm getting him a grade A plus. Fits perfectly into Jacksonville. He's just going to be a great quarterback to play for them due to the fact of new coach. It's just new everything. Plus, Trevor Lawrence is a great quarterback. I can't tell you the exact stats, but I know he went off all 3 years that he was in Clemson. On to number two, Zach Wilson. I think this is an A minus. Personally, I do not like Zach Wilson. I think just because the teams that he's played last year, he played two top 25 teams, lost to both of them. It's not something you want to have on your resume. I do think he is a solid quarterback. I just personally don't think he's going to be up to the living of Trevor Lawrence or the number two pick. But the Jets need a quarterback. They bid well on Zach Wilson. I think he'll play decently. I think he's just going to be a role play quarterback there. That's why I got to give him an A minus. Yeah, I think that's all to say on Zach Wilson. On to number pick 3. Don't know why I said that. Trey Lance went here. I think this is a B plus. Again, onto the same fact. I don't think this guy is as good as Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields will be. Although he is a good quarterback, you have to take into you have to take into account he only played 18 games in a Division II school. Not saying he's bad in any manner, but that's got to say something. I don't think he's on the talent level of Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields should have went here, but it's the 49ers choice. I'm not a GM. I can't do anything for the Niners here. They picked up Trey Lance. I'm going to give this guy a B plus. Kyle Pitts, I think he's an A. I would put A plus, but I think the Falcons probably could have traded back and went defense. Falcons get their new guy. If Julio Jones is traded, he's going to be their main target. Wouldn't doubt it if they switch him to wide receiver too. You can do anything with Kyle Pitts. I think he was most likely the greatest player to come out of this draft. You can play him at any single position. He's going to do amazing. He can block. He's more of a pass catcher, though. I think he's like 6'6". That's absolutely insanely tall for a tight end. You can play him a wide receiver. And I said this many before. If there was somebody who played the same style as football like Calvin Johnson did, it's Kyle Pitts. On the pick 5, Jamar Chase. I'm going to give this an A minus. Only reason why it's not an A plus is because they both need offensive line and wide receiver. That's exactly why it's an A minus. They should have went so well right here. Joe Burrow's going to die this year. I don't think he's going to die, but it's not going to be too good. I think Jamar Chase is great. I think he's going to be the greatest wide receiver to come out of this draft. He's a beast. He's got elite speed. He's got elite height for a wide receiver. His jumping ability and his vertical is insane. Guy at LSU is going to the Bengals, Jamar Chase. I'm going to go with pick 6, Jalen Waddle here. I think I'm going to go with a B plus here. I think the Dolphins had one of the better drafts this year. Although I do think they probably should have went offensive lineman like Sewell. They got their guy. They're partnering back up with Tua. That's huge. The same thing with Burrow too, with Jamar Chase. You're partnering back up with their former college quarterback. There's obviously chemistry still there. I do really like Jalen Waddle. I think he's a speedster. I think he's the best wide receiver to come out of this draft before he did get injured. I'm gonna give him a B plus. I probably should rank that up to an A minus, but still a solid pickup for the Dolphins. Here at pick 7, I think this is an A. This is the best thing that could have happened to Detroit, and I'm not trying to be biased at all. But Sewell falling out of the top 5 is absolutely insane. I think this man's going to be a Hall of Famer. Many coaches have said he's a future Hall of Famer. And look at the guy. Look at his footwork. That's absolutely insane. I don't know if any of you guys checked out Lions War Room when they did find out that this guy was available at 7. Go watch it. It's something to watch. They call him up. Brad Holmes is freaking out. Go take a look. On to pick 8, J.C. Horn. The only reason why I'm ranking this a B plus is because I haven't heard at all that the Panthers were looking for a corner coming in this draft, and I think they probably should have went with Justin Fields, but they did get Sam Darnold. They moved away from Teddy Bridgewater. There's no point, I guess, in giving him a quarterback. I think J.C. Horn's a great corner. Probably should have went with Patrick Surtain. I think he's a bit better, but if I'm being completely honest, Panthers did the second best draft in this whole entire class. Beautiful draft for the Panthers. Great pick here at pick 8. Pick 9, Broncos. Again, should have went with Justin Fields. These are two teams that should have went to Justin Fields. Teddy Bridgewater is just not going to cut it. Neither Sam Darnold, or Sam Darnold might do a bit better. He's getting out of Adam Gase's offense and defense, whatever you want to call it. He's getting out of there and he's going to a team with DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson. I think they picked up, they might have picked up Elijah Moore, or was it Terrence Marshall Jr.? I think it might have been Terrence Marshall Jr., but there's 3 elite wide receivers. You have Christian McCaffrey, and then they also did get another running back, I know, later in the rounds. Just that offense is unstoppable, but we're on the Broncos right here. Their offense is all right, but they need help on the defensive side of the ball. Patrick Surtain, cornerback out of Alabama, they just screwed the Cowboys right here. Still a great pickup. I still think that they should have went with Justin Fields, but that's exactly why I'm going to give him B+. Patrick Surtain's a solid player. Devontae Smith going to the Eagles. This is something that could have, this is just great for the Eagles. They trade up, they get their guy, Devontae Smith. I think, did they trade up? Yeah, no, they traded up because Cowboys traded back. That was something. But Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts is getting his wide receiver 1. Devontae Smith, give this guy a grade A. I think he's good. I just think he's a tad bit undersized. As you can see, he's kind of skinny in this picture. He's obviously going to put on some weight when he gets into the NFL, but 6'1" is not a bad height for a slot wide receiver or even a guy who's going to go up and catch it. On to pick 11, I think this is one of the biggest steals in the draft. And you can even say it's not even a steal because the Bears traded up. They just got their future quarterback. And as a fan of the NFC North, that team is going to be scary. This is an A+ pick. You go from having Andy Dalton as your starting quarterback straight to Justin Fields. It's absolutely insane. I don't know what they all gave up for him, but they traded back. I know with the Giants went back and got their guy that they were probably looking at here at 11. Justin Fields is a Chicago Bear. And like I said, very terrifying. The defense and offense is going to get rolling this year. I think that's probably going to be my new favorite to win the NFC North due to the whole fact of Aaron Rodgers. We'll get into that later with the Packers pick. Pick 12 here, Micah Parsons goes off the board, linebacker out of Penn State to the Dallas Cowboys. They're helping out the defense. That defense was absolutely atrocious last year. Any part of that defense that you add here in a position, you're going to help Micah Parsons. They trade back, get a couple of things, and they get the guy who they want. That's why exactly I'm going to give them A- right here. Still a great pickup for the Cowboys. And like I said, any single position that they got in the defense would be out. Pick 13, I'm going to give this a grade A. It was either going to be Rashawn Slater or Penei Sewell. I'm going to give, like I said, I'm going to give this grade A. The O-linemen are Northwestern. Him and Sewell, I think, were the best 2 linemen out of this draft. Their footwork is absolutely insane. Their strength is absolutely insane. I think both of them can agree with me. Their play styles, when they're going out in the field, they're going to wreck somebody and cause havoc on the offensive line. Pick 14, the Jets did trade up to this position with the Vikings, the Vikings still got their guy. Elijah Vera Tucker, I think this guy's an absolute beast in the offensive line too. That's why I'm going to give him a grade A- here. The Jets need another O-lineman. I think they went Micah Becton last year, and I don't know how he shaped up. I think he wasn't solid, but if you're getting in a guard the size of him, it's great. He's out of USC. I think a couple of people went out of USC this year, so that's solid to see their draft picks go up because I know they get a lot of commitments too. Elijah Vera Tucker goes off the board to the Jets. Jets had a very solid draft too. I don't think they were too bad, but they got their guys. 15, Mack Jones. Patriots didn't have to trade up. They didn't have to trade back. Mack Jones just fell to him. That's exactly why I'm giving this grade A-. More that I watch this film, I do think he's still a very, very, very smart quarterback. I think he's going to transition well to the NFL, from college to the NFL, just due to the fact that you go from Nick Saban to Bill Belichick. They're both the best coaches in their respective divisions of football, I guess you could say. Not really divisions, but levels of football. I think Mack Jones will shape up to be I'm going to say above average quarterback. I just still don't believe in him that much. I still think he's a great quarterback, just in the mindset of it, the physicality. He doesn't really have an arm of Justin Fields. He doesn't have the accuracy of Trevor Lawrence. I can just go on and on. The physicality and the body type of Trey Lance. But he fell to the Patriots. They got their guy. There's no reason why to give them a bad grade here. Zaven Collins. This kind of surprised me personally. The Cardinals are building up that big defense for the NFC East. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Excuse me. NFC West, they're building up the defense. That division, I think, is going to be the hardest division in football. Any of those teams out of those 4 teams in that division, all can make a Super Bowl run. This is just going to add to the Cardinals' way of getting there. Zaven Collins is an absolute beast. I think he probably should have went a bit higher. I think this guy was an absolute unit on the field. Great pickup for the Cardinals. That's why I'm going to give him a B+. I still think they probably should have went corner here. That's just my opinion. But yeah, just due to the fact they lost Pat Pete, but they won Zaven Collins, and there's nothing wrong with that. The only reason why I'm giving this thing a C is because they need an offensive lineman. Alex Leatherwood should have not won in the first round and shouldn't have been anything close. They should have went Christian Darasol out of Virginia Tech. I get he's from Alabama. He's gonna be a solid left tackle. But if you have still somebody on the board, Christian Darasol, there's no point picking this. That is the only reason I'm giving this a C. If they didn't need offensive line as bad as they did, and they picked Alex Leatherwood here, it would have been a complete F pick. There is no point you pick Alex Leatherwood in the top 20, even in the first round. I think. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a solid guy, but if Christian Darasol is there, there's no point. On to pick 18, Jalen Phillips, defensive end out of Miami, goes to Miami. He's going nowhere. I'm going to grade this a B. There's a couple other defensive ends that could have went below him, like JOK and Gregory Rosario. I think those both guys fell in the second round just due to injury concerns. But the Dolphins get a good defensive end here. There's no point to down him here. I'm not going to give this below a B. I was thinking about giving it a B plus, A minus, but I just kind of stuck with a B because I didn't want to overshadow it and then, go under it. Jamin Davis going to the Washington football team. I think this is a B plus guy out of Kentucky. I think he's a great linebacker. He's solid. He's got a lot of athleticism. I think he can cover pretty well too. Again, Washington's just upping that defense so they can just shred everybody in that NFC East. Pretty sure Washington has a pretty tough schedule this year. They already have two of their quarterbacks in Taylor Heineke and Ryan Fitzpatrick. There's no need to move on from either of those because either of them can shape out. As we see in Ryan Fitzpatrick, who was doing solid last year until they wanted to put Tua in as the starter to develop. Obviously, we've seen how that went. They went 10-6, I think, and it clearly just wasn't ending up too well as they missed the playoffs just by a smidge. On to the next pick, we got Kadarius Toney. In previous mock drafts, I spoke so highly of him, and I still speak very, very highly of him. The only reason why I give this a B plus pick is because I don't think the Giants needed another wide receiver. If they needed another one, there's no point in just letting Golden Tate walk. I think he's a very solid slot wide receiver who's always reliable for a touchdown or 20 yards under the play. They do have Kenny Golladay and Sterling Shepard. Also have Evan Ingram and Kyle Rudolph. A lot of playmakers. There's no reason why Daniel Jones should not succeed this year. Like I said, Kadarius Toney, I spoke so highly of him. If you're putting up those amount of numbers against a guy who styles his game after Calvin Johnson, and you're putting up numbers like him, he's just a great wide receiver. Kwity Paye, defensive end out of Michigan. I really like this guy, and I really hate to say it because I'm a Buckeye fan, but I think this guy's a solid defensive end. Shred a lot of teams with his athleticism and his speed coming off the ball. That's exactly why I'm giving him an A minus here. The Colts did very well in this draft. Here in the first round, Reuben Foster. Is it Reuben Foster? No, it's somebody else who got traded to the Niners last year to Colts for like a first round pick or something like that. The Colts get their guy here. Now, you guys are probably saying, Lucas, why'd you give him a D plus here? There's better corners on the board still. Caleb Farley's went through 2 ACL surgeries, I think, in the past 7 months. They did need a corner, but they could have upgraded that 10 times better. Rashad Bateman was still on the board out of Minnesota. Pick 22, the Titans get Caleb Farley. I don't know, man. I'm not a very high speaker of Caleb Farley anymore. I looked into him a lot because I was hearing that the Lions were trading back. If we traded back to like pick 20, we could have picked up this guy, but no chance I wanted him as just the injury concerns are a very, very big deal with him. Christian Darasol, like I said, this is probably the most underrated pick. Vikings traded back, 7 spots? Probably more than 7 spots to get back here. The Vikings got their guy who they were going to pick up at 14. My bad. Not 7, 9 spots. They got their guy. There's no reason to give him a grade below an A. This guy's an absolute beast out of Virginia Tech. I think, like I've said before, the offensive lineman class and wide receiver class this whole year, it's just an absolute unit on both respective positions. And I think Christian Darasol going to the Vikings is just a great pickup. You have Najee Harris. I think this is also a great pickup. James Conner left in free agency. You have Benny Snell Jr., but he's just not a 3 down back. This guy, though, out of Alabama, number 22, is a 3 down back. Man's an absolute unit. I don't want to say that he's Derrick Henry, but he looks like him. He's a guy who's going to run through anybody in those paths, and he's also got speed of somebody like, maybe like Christian McCaffrey. No, I wouldn't even say that. He's got a lot of speed, though, and he's got like strength of Derrick Henry. It's just an all-around back. Ben Roethlisberger's going to love this. It's going to take a lot of pressure off him to throw balls down the field to mediocre wide receivers. James Conner really didn't bring the pressure off him, as James Conner was only getting 4 to 5 yards carry. I wouldn't even say, I'm sorry, not 4 to 5 yards carry. He was getting like 2.5. Travis Etienne, I think this is the worst pick in the first round. There was no point in going in the running back direction when you have a perfectly fine James Robinson at your starting running back. I 100% agree with people that Urban Meyer does not know the team before, but that means there's no reason to bring in many of those players and keep a lot of those players. There's no reason for that. And I mean, you can equal out both sides. I just don't think this was a needed pick right here. You could either trade it back or gotten a totally different position, like a cornerback, something like that to help out the team. I think Travis Etienne isn't even going to start day one. James Robinson is just a beast. This guy spoke very, very highly of him. Greg Newsome, second out of Northwestern. I think this is an A-. I think the Browns had the best draft by far. It doesn't even come close. They got this guy and the JOK in the second round. That's just 2 first-round talents in the span of 20 picks. I think they did get a 4th-round pick from the Lions next year, if I'm not mistaken. We're trading a 3rd-round pick or something. I don't know. But yes, Greg Newsome to the Browns. That defense is terrifying. Like, it is absolutely terrifying. Browns are going to be the team to beat next year. Mark my word. Rashad Bateman, I'm going to give this a grade A. They needed a wide receiver badly. Sammy Watkins and Hollywood Brown are just not going to cut it for you. The Ravens got their guy here at pick 27 because the Titans passed up on him. Pretty stupid team right there. Yes, Hunter, our other guy, Hunter at Locker Room Media, I am talking to you. Your team sucks at drafting, especially this year. Wide receiver out of Minnesota, I speak very highly of this guy. I think he's a beast too. I think him and Kadarius Toney are going to have very similar careers, just guys who are going to be reliable to throw the ball to, and who are going to get you the first down, touchdown when you need it, especially guy in the Big Ten. I think Big Ten is one of the better ones. Better divisions, my fault. Peyton Turner, defensive end out of Houston. I think this is an all right pick. He's big, he's fast, he's got a lot of strength behind him. I think they could have gone with other picks like JOK here. They did lose a linebacker, Alex Alonza, to the Detroit Lions in the offseason. But I'm going to give this a B-. It would be a C+, but they got a position in need. Can't prove them wrong right there. I don't think the Saints had a very solid draft, though. I can't remember who they fully got, but Peyton Turner out of Houston is going to the Saints. I'm going to give him a B-. Eric Stokes here at going to the Packers. And like I said earlier when I was talking about the Packers, I don't think this was the right move. I think the Packers might have should have traded up earlier in the day. I think in the first round, you guys heard the whole news of Aaron Rodgers. He does not want to play there anymore. He's considering retirement. I've heard so many things. He might even go back to be the main host of Jeopardy. I don't know what's going on, but it makes me happy because I'm a Lions fan. I hate the guy. Not in a football standpoint. I hate him. Like, I also do really respect him. It's weird. Love-hate relationship, but he's part of the Packers. Don't care. And they made a decent pick here. I wouldn't even say horrible. They probably should have went wide receiver, but they didn't. Eric Stokes out of Georgia. I like this guy. He's very fast, speedy. He's got some hands at the cornerback position. This is a good pickup to fill in the cornerback position because even if you don't trade Aaron Rodgers next year, or if you do, you have no money to spend on Jair Alexander. He's leaving next year, and especially with the way that the Packers are going downhill from now, I don't see many people wanting to stay in Green Bay. Good choice on them of picking up a corner here due to the fact of the situation. Gregory Rosario, my fault. He did not go in the second round. I'm talking about somebody else. This guy out of Miami, he's an absolute beast. He can run, he can tackle, he can hit, he can do whatever you need him to do. That's exactly why I'm giving him a grade A-. The Bills didn't go out of their way and draft a running back this round. They might have drafted a later round running back, but they got a position of need. They're upgrading that defense, which I think is one of the stronger points of their team. Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs can throw. Josh Allen can throw 1,500 yards, and Diggs can catch all 1,500 yards, and they still win football games. Especially with the defense playing in the way that they are. I think they did bring back Matt Malone. No, I cannot remember their linebacker's name now. They brought back him, and I think they brought back someone else, and they had to give somebody else an extension on that defense. Lost Cole Beasley, so I think they did pick up another wide receiver late in the round. But I think the Bills had an all-around solid draft, and especially starting off the night with this guy. Here's the Ravens' second pick after trading Orlando Brown to the Chiefs. The Chiefs need to up that offensive line after they cut Mitchell Schwartz and the other guy. Can't remember his name off the top of my head. Jason Owea out of Penn State. I like this guy. I think it's a B grade. He's a solid defensive end coming out of the Big Ten. It's the only reason why I know him. He torched plenty teams off the edge. He played very, very well against Ohio State, I remember. I think he played very well against Michigan State this year because I think they played Other than that, I think it's a great pick. He's big, fast, and he's very, very athletic for a defensive end in his position. I'm pretty sure he can play outside linebacker as well if they need him. The final pick to round out the draft, defensive end Joe Tyron. I'm just going to give you something right now. I would have put this at a C or lower grade, but like, then the only reason why I say that is because you're not upgrading at any single position if you're the Buccaneers. You literally brought back everybody. Don't ask me how they did that, but they did. They brought back everybody from the past Super Bowl year. You upgraded at no one. The only reason why I gave this guy a B is because he's out of Washington, and he played very well in Washington as well. This guy's athletic. I think you can see in the picture. He's got a lot of speed behind him, too. I just think this is a solid pick. The only reason why I didn't go below than a B is just due to the fact that he's good. And if I did, you guys would flame me for it. And blah, 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 blah. And that is going to be the first round draft grades. I want to get a quick announcement. I don't know if I mentioned this at the beginning of the video. We're going to be having some more episodes coming out of different types of things. We're moving into basketball and baseball season now. They've been going on for a bit, but just football season has been, I wouldn't even say football season has been in season. It's just been mock draft season. It's been the I'm so sorry, the NFL draft. That's what it's been into. And so soon to come, I think I'm going to start doing MLB Fridays, where I kind of just go over a couple of the games that happen over the week and just kind of score and series and blah, 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 score prediction, not predictions, records and all that, the leaders, the national and league. And yeah, it's going to be a fun time. Also, our second official episode of the podcast, just basically main subject. We're going to try to get as many of us in there. We'll be out in a couple of weeks. We're going to do that about the NBA playoffs, because guess what? That's happening soon, and we're going to discuss that all for you in that episode. So make sure to like and subscribe. We're going to start, like I said, we're going to start becoming more consistent here. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit that post notification, so every single time we upload a new video. Make sure to go click all the links that are on the first top video to our link video, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I'm probably going to put them in the description as well. And thank you so much for support those things. And like I said, thank you for tuning into the video. And I will see you guys next time, whenever that is.